Today is shoulder day. Shoulder day is a lot about a lot of reps, a lot of repetition. Anyway, so get your pre-workout or intra-workout going, and then we are going to go with a warm-up first. And this warm-up's more necessity. It is a big necessity to you guys that are you watch this channel because you're fighters. The warm-up is pretty much what you're going to do. Because you're going to want to use bands or very lightweight. I'll show you here. Okay, using these to warm up. You're going here, you go in there, just getting a warm up. Okay, you can press a little bit, lean over. Okay, working on the delts. All right, and that's all we're going to do today. Other than that, I like the bands. Use the bands. That's what we're going to do right now for a warm up. Get us ready. So let's start.
All right, guys, here's the warm up. It's either, like I said, I'm always going to go with the bands. But if you do not have bands where you're at, use very, very extremely lightweight, like 5 pounds. Just really lightweight. All you're doing is warming things up. My face is always in pain on shoulder day because my shoulders are wrecked from literally boxing from the age of 11 to, Jesus, I don't know how old that was, 30 something. Yeah, so my shoulders are a disaster. But first we got the front delts. Now we're warming up the side delts there on the side raises, just to warm everything up, and we will get some presses out of it here. Yes, and there's our presses, and we're gonna get warmed up and get the blood flowing so we can get this done today.
All right, now we're gonna start with side delts. I like to line them up. We kind of like run the rack, is what we like to say, run the rack. But right now we're just gonna take a heavy weight, a moderate weight, and a light weight. And then you're gonna all you're doing is doing the exercises until failure for each one. Obviously, if the light weight's too light, you want to go till it burns, until it starts manipulating your movement. And once it starts your movement starts going to hell, then you're good. Then stop, rest, and we'll go back. So I like to set my rack up like this here. So you can take a bench. So I've got my heavy, moderate, and then my lightweight right there. So that's what I'll do. And we hit 3 sets. So we got 3 sets of these. Okay? All right. As long as you're warmed up, let's go.
All right, here it is. Side dumbbell raises. Here they go. Now this, we got a little body English on this because I'm using heavy weight for me. This is heavy weight for me. And I'm using a little bit of body leverage. And that's all right. Just don't use too much. All right. All I'm trying to do is punish those shoulders. I want to wake them up. Let them know we ain't screwing around today. We're going to get shit done. All right. So that's why we start out heavy. Obviously, we start out heavy and we'll keep getting lower. This is our mid-weight, okay? Not extremely heavy, not extremely light. We're gonna try and keep our posture and keep everything more confined, a little more textbook here. All right, as you can see, my shoulders are not the best, and we're gonna just keep going until it is just not happening. My body will give out on me until failure. We'll drop those weights and go a little lower. All right, so now these are my last ones. These are my lightweight. Okay, now really stick to the program. I want you sticking to the best form you can keep, all right? And I always want the pinkies coming up, and I want the elbows coming up first, all right? Elbows and pinkies are always coming up first. You want those elbows to go about as close to where those shoulders are as possible.
Okay, so now we're done. We're done with the side lateral raises, but not really. Side lateral raises we will continue to do, as you'll see. Only because that's gonna give you that shoulder that's gonna round off and pop out, so we do a lot of them. So anyway, now next step, we're gonna do shoulder presses with shoulder dumbbell presses. That's the next step. We're gonna do a set of those, and like I said, I like to keep all of my reps within between 10 to 20 at the very most repetitions. If you get to 20, you should probably up the weight. So anyway, this is it. So we're doing presses with we're supersetting presses with side delts as well. So, all right, side raises. So, all right, let's go. All right, guys, when it comes to the press, the shoulder presses start out very light. We'll start out very, very light, and we'll go up 10 pounds or 20 pounds, 15 pounds, whatever, we'll go up every set. Every set we're gonna go up, whether that takes 5 sets, whether it takes 6, whether it just takes 3. It doesn't matter. Slowly raise the weight, start out with a very light weight. That's the best way to do it. Why? Because shoulders are very, you gotta be very gentle, very easy on your shoulders, because they will go in a heartbeat. So, all right.
All right, that's my first set. Like I said, we can take up to 6 different sets here. But the first set, we're going really light, and we are just going. We're going until we get everything oiled up and ready to go, man. We want that blood flowing. All our goal is to pump as much blood into the shoulders as possible. Now, you see where I have that seat. It's angled back just a little bit, okay? So we're going to put emphasis on the front delts, and obviously on pretty much front delts and the side delts, and you're basically dealing with your overall shoulder, except for the rear delts in this exercise. So just keep them going until you feel enough blood, and like I said, your motion starts to not to work, and then pause, move on. So we're going to drop these weights now. We're going to go for the side delt raises. Now we got the side raises. Presses are over. It's time for the side delts. Yes, we're bringing side delts in again. We're going to just punishing our shoulders. And to get that round shoulder, that big round shoulder look, we want to keep these side raises going, as many as possible. This is what's going to give you that look. All right, like I said, you want the elbows to come up first, which means those pinkies are turned over. Okay, just a little bit. Lead with the elbows, lead with the pinkies. All right, pinkies on the weight, and elbows are the first thing that come up. Go at about the level of your shoulders and come back down. Do not drop the weight. Slowly controlled, come back down. Now we skip to my final set here. So this is the heavy weight now. You want to use your knees to throw that weight up on top of your shoes. Momentum. Use momentum, rock back, and use your knee and your leg to really push that weight up above your shoulder. I go here and then I go there. All right, that's how you start that out. Once you get the rhythm and the motion of that, you'll be good. It took me some time to figure that out. I am not a natural weightlifter, guys. I was a fighter, I was a boxer for most of my life. I played football, and then I boxed, and I eventually ended up boxing for my career that I am no longer in. So, as you'll see, you want to go down to that ears. Go down to your ears and come back up. My motion, I am not getting a lot of motion out of this. All right, I'm not getting a lot of motion out of that. And we go right to the side delts. All right, and we want to pump as much blood. We want to just make it until it does not work anymore. Keep going. If you can only get your raises to go about 1/3 of the way up, that's okay. Keep pumping and then just drop it when it's not able to work anymore. All right, the final set, you want to go until your body just drops dead.
Okay, so now we are going to focus on the front delt. So, front delt we're going to focus on here. So what I want us doing, There's just 2 ways of doing this. There's 3 ways, obviously, but honestly, but first one we're gonna do, call these hammer raises. This is what I call them. You're gonna bring it straight up, about right there, eye length, come down controlled. Come up, come down controlled. Don't just drop it. Come all the way up, control, up, and control, okay? Chest out, bring these up, and control, up, and control. Okay, so now the other version, we're only gonna do two versions today. The other version, I call these flats, flat raises. So you're gonna get your weight flat, same thing, gonna come up and slow. Reverse or switch, come up and slow. Change, up and slow. Do not swing. No swinging, okay? You're not a 5-year-old kid. Want to come up here, shoot, and control. Eye length and control. That's what we're doing.
All right, guys, and with these front delt raises, we got the hammer lifts here, the hammer raises. What I'm doing here is we want to do these. I'll go hammer raises, then I'll do the flat raises, then I'll go back to hammer raises, then I'll go back to flat raises. I'll do 2 of each. So I do 2 of the hammers, 2 of the flat raises, and then I'm done. And we really, at that point, you're just done. You do them until you cannot, your muscles, you cannot get to your eye sockets. Once you can't get to your eye sockets, to your nose and eye sockets, that's a rep, that's a wrap, you're good. Now you'll feel a different pull, you'll feel a different lift, you'll have a different feeling when you go with the hammer raises and then these flat raises, I call them. You're gonna feel it a little bit different, okay? You might like one over the other. If you do, then stick with that. If you like the flat raises, stick with those. If you like the hammer raises, stick with those. If you like mixing them up like that, go ahead. But what you're doing is you're going to feel a little bit of a difference in each one. The basic thing is you want to really feel that front delt. You want to squeeze it. You got to feel the squeeze when you come up. You go to the eye socket and then control it on the way down. Feel that squeeze.
All right, now we're going to go with the rear delts, all important rear delts. So that's what we're working on now, which is that little muscle back here. It's you got to kind of really put your head into it and focus on this muscle, because you can get a lot of help from all the rest of the muscles, like your traps, okay, even your triceps. So in your back, your lat can try to help when you try to build this muscle. So let's do it. There are going to be 2 exercises I'm going to give you. This exercise here, just regular bench, just put it up. Now I put it at this angle, this incline. I want just enough space to where my shoulders and my hand did not touch the floor. Just doesn't touch the floor. That's what I want, okay? I don't want my hand to get dragged on the floor, because we're gonna lay on this. So I wanna make sure that I got enough space from my shoulder to my hand where I can move without hitting the floor, okay? That's how we're gonna do it, and we'll get into it, all right? Like I said, we're gonna hit 2. One is with no machine. If you have no machine, you're at home or all the machines are busy at your gym, use a bench. Just get it in this angle, all right? And let's do it.
All right, guys, here we go. Rear delt time. This is a very small muscle you're dealing with. It's about the size of half of a baseball or like half of a softball. It's right in that range depending on your size. It's a very small muscle, so you need to do lightweight and high repetition. And it's with your smaller muscles like your arm muscles, your biceps, triceps, and especially this rear delt. Extremely high repetitions burn. You gotta feel the burn. And I'll be honest with you, this is my favorite exercise right here for rear delts. Your basic lift. You're just squeezing. You want to keep those arms out. When you're doing these, focus on stretching your arms to either sides of the wall. Okay, try and reach out to the wall on each side as far as you can. That's what I try and keep in my head, and that works for me. And now with these, you can, when you're reaching for the wall, think about reaching for the wall, like I said. You're trying to really extend those arms, extend the shoulders, and reach with each exercise, with each movement. You're trying to reach out. Rather than pull it in, you want to reach out as far as you can when you're bringing them up, and then slowly settle them down. Now, if you start losing, where I'm going to start losing ground here, and your movement gets very minimal, that's okay. As long as you feel the burn, keep burning it until you know what, it's not happening anymore. These work very well. It's a good finisher for back day.
When I do these, I like to use some kind of pad in here, so I'm rounding my back and really putting emphasis on that lower. I'm not here, I'm not turning, I'm not making my back or any of my other back muscles engaged in it. So that's why I like to put this here, so I got a little bit of a round back and really keeps the pressure, keeps the focus on my rear delts. So that's what we're doing, and let's get into it.
All right, guys, this reverse fly, man, it really puts an emphasis and focus on that rear delt, the rear deltoid there. It really does. When you're doing this, push away, just like we did in the last exercise. Stretch as far as you can when you're coming back. Stretch it out as far as you can. Take up as much space as that machine will allow you. And with that, you will feel it in your rear delt even more. Okay, and remember, this is about how you do the exercise, not how much weight you push. The rear delt is about repetition and doing the exercise properly. Reach out. Works better. Now, if you can get a machine, your rear delt, rear fly machine, if you can get that reverse fly machine, I guess you call it. If you can get that machine, that's great. If you can get it at your gym or you have one of your own, it's greatness. It works wonderful. This really, like I said, it really puts an emphasis on that rear delt. Great way to finish up your back day. We've still got one more to go. But like I said, guys, work these until you can't work them. And once you can only get like 2/3 or 1/3 of the rep, you're good.
All right, guys, now we are going to finish. So we're going to finish with a trap exercise. I love to include this. I do traps on back day, and because it's part of the back. I do traps on shoulder day because it's kind of connected, but I do them twice. So today's shoulder day, so we're doing some back. So we're doing some traps. Anyway, so traps are real simple. We're going to use dumbbells. All we're doing is shrugs. When you're doing these shrugs, I don't want you just coming up here. Now we want to bring it back. So when your ears are there, we're going to go to your ears. I want to try and go behind the ear. Okay? Everybody tries to go to the ears. That's great. You can do that at the end. But in the beginning, you want to do as many as you can, pulling behind the ears. Behind the ears. So then you're going to use more of your traps. Your trap is a big muscle back there. It covers a lot of ground. So that's what we're going to do. Using that, we're going to do that last. The first exercise, we're going to superset. So we're doing 2 exercises here. The first exercise we're going to do is we're going to go back to those side delt raises. So side delt raises, we're going to come here. We're going to use the cables now, and we're just going to cross the cables, and we're going to bring them up and bring them down. Just like always, we're going to do as many as possible. And then right from there, no break in between, right from there, we jump on and we're gonna grab those dumbbells, okay? Make sure they're a little heavy, not too light. And then we're gonna go behind the ears, okay? Once you get to fatigue, when you're crunching behind the ears, okay, you wanna crunch that back of those traps together behind the ears. Once you're to fatigue where you think, I'm done, then drop it, straighten the arms out a little bit, and just use your shoulders. Then you come just to the ears. Just shrug and come back. That's how we'll finish, all right? So you finish that way. You start with the full movement, and you finish with these until, you're only gonna get a few, and then it's over. So that's how we're doing it. Let's go.
All All right, cable delt raises, love them. If you can get a machine that works really well with this, go ahead, you're gonna love it. I just love the cable machines when it comes to this exercise because it keeps pressure on the muscle at all times. You might have to use a little bit of body English, but watch it, be careful. A little bit of body English. Now with this, you're gonna want to try and keep those elbows to lead your exercise. When you're using the cables, it might manipulate your bone structure a little bit different. So, but do it as well as you can. And once you get to where you can barely do them, keep doing them because by God, this works. All right, here are the shrugs. So like I said, we're gonna bend those elbows a little bit. We're gonna try and shrug those shoulders behind our ears. Obviously, we're not gonna get there, you know, because I am not one of those guys that's built like a brick shithouse. I'm not one of those, you know, Jay Cutler looking dudes. But I'm just your regular 50-year-old father. So that's all. And then, now I'm done. So now I'm just gonna get those shrugs going. Just your general shrug, as many as I can do until my muscle completely freezes up on me. And yes, I am getting one more set of the cable side raises because by God, I love this exercise. And it really makes you feel it and lets you know today was shoulder day. All right, guys. Get it. All right, guys, there you go. There's your delt workout for today. Other than that, guys, please like, subscribe, and share, things like that, and we'll bring you some more. All right, guys. Hope you have a good one. See you soon.